so we may as well. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got Josh and Janice. Yes, the time was corrected. I was multitasking. I'll tell you about it in just a second. Sherry Miller, how you doing, Sherry? Robert Daigle. Got Lake Ontario Firewood. Yeah, so it's been busy. So talking about the woodshed event, we'll get to that in just a minute because that's taking off pretty good. Sherry, our weather was lousy today. It rained. Speedy, how you doing? Dennis Rexford, Timmy Poor. Tim, you look like you got quite a pile of wood waiting for that all wood. I saw that. That's gonna be awesome. That won't take long though. Bud Cantor, how you doing? James Lacey. So everybody's piling in. I didn't know if I was going to get back here in time. And there is the SOL department. He's here early. Look at him go. Daniel Atkins. How you doing, buddy? Ken? Yeah, there's Russie. Here I am. I haven't been called that for a while. Kevin Violet, K-Train, Jacqueline Dower. So I got a call from a guy today. It was raining all day. And he said, "You want some free wood?" I said, "Do I ever?" I said, "What is it?" I said, "Doesn't even matter." I said, "I'll take it." So what we're doing with all of our free wood right now is we're going to start Gramp's Woodshed. So we were talking about Wood for Warriors coming to Maine. That's going to be later on down the road in the future, if we can do it. But for the time being, we've got to do something to take care of all of the wooden donations from the Gramp sticks and everything else. So we are going to start a 5013C, a nonprofit here in Maine, and it's going to be called Gramp's Woodshed. So for all of you that have purchased Gramp sticks or have donated to the cause or have paid extra when you got shirts or something like that, all your hard work and all of our work is going to get put to use really quick. And we are going to start filling a corner of the new wood yard, and that corner is going to be deemed Gramps Woodshed, and we will have our event towards the end of October. I'm not sure when just exactly yet, so don't get excited. I'm not sure. But we'll have an event up here, and all will be welcome. We'll cut and split whatever we can, and we're going to stack some too. I know I don't normally stack wood, but this is going to be wood that people are going to have to burn, and I want to stack it, keep it in fairly neat rows, and keep it tucked away so that when the snow is here and people need it, we can get to it and it's accessible and it will be still somewhat dry. So we're gonna go after that. So I saw some comments. Let me get back here. Oh, Nick Mancini and Gavin are checking in from Rhode Island. So there you go. Nick came up and helped us this week in the wood yard, so that was pretty cool. How you doing, Gavin? How's football going, buddy? Got John Solomonson. Don't forget to hit the like button, says Josh and Janice Leach. That's right. Back out of the live chat, hit the like button, come back and play. I got Scott McCain, Rob outside in the 515, Jason Yadkin Valley Outdoors, David Parker, Ted from Miller's Stumps and Firewood. The other half of the Millers is here. What's the news on the firewood bags? So I don't have pricing on the firewood bags yet, but we will have firewood bags at Bunyan. They will be 1 cubic foot bags. We're not sure if we'll have 3/4 cubic foot, but we will have 1 cubic foot bags. They're the blue UV resistant bags, and we'll have those at Bunyan. I'll know pricing for Wednesday's live. Wednesday's live, I'll have pricing, and we can go from there. Mike's getting pretty proficient at stacking. Well, that's good. We're going to need a stacking machine up here. Gavin was good. We won in the rain. We lost by 1 touchdown in the rain. So good job, Gavin and the crew. We got to work a little harder on ours. Oh, got Boots in the Grass. He's got the girls with him. Good evening, girls. Good to see you. Nice of you to stop by for a little bit. And Dennis did hit the like button. So attaboy, Dennis, we appreciate it. There's Tom from Tom's Firewood. Tom, you tried out that new wool fridge yet? Or are you going to wait and rub the paint off it at Hope? Wise Choice Firewood, how you doing? Rob's farming Sheila out. She's pretty good at stacking. He said he'll loan her out. Between her and Kevin, they'll have everything done in an hour. I don't know about that, but we'd take whatever help we could get, that's for sure. Roman, how you doing, buddy? Tom's saving that new pink splitter for Hope. That'll be pretty cool. I can't wait to see that in person. Always fun to have something that's just a little bit different than what everybody else runs. And I kind of like that whole motif. Yadkin has his new split fire vertical, so he's cranking along with that 1165V, and he says he's loving it. And holy smokes, look at that, Dennis Rexford with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Absolutely, Josh. Another dump trailer would be very beneficial for the event. Once we get closer and I figure out what we've got going on, another dump trailer and or another tractor. I'll already have 2 tractors, but we'll have plenty of stuff there. That's for sure. So Nick, send me an email, or you've got my cell phone number. Shoot me a text, and we can get you one of the Gramp sticks. No problem. Derek is actually making us a big batch of Gramp sticks to take to Hope. So if any of you are going to Hope and you need a Gramp stick, Mike Sherman from Sherman's Lawn Care out of Vermont is going to be bringing a big box of Gramp sticks. We're going to have a fresh batch, all kinds of new colors, different stuff. If you're looking for a Gramp stick, save your $5 in shipping. You can go right there and take care of that. And there's Robert Daigle with $20 more for Gramps Cupboard. So I'll tell you right now, I was really pushing to do the Wood for Warriors and wanted to expand that project. And it just timing-wise, we didn't think it was going to work out. I talked to Aaron Bergen that does the Wood for Warriors in North Carolina. And he said that they, with it being a different state and everything else, we need lawyers and all that stuff. He didn't know if we'd get it done this year. And I said, well, I want to do something. So I filed, or I'm in the process of filing the 5013C to make it Gramps Wood Cupboard. And we will have Gramps Wood Cupboard as its official entity all by itself. And I can't wait to see what we turn this into. I think it's going to be really special. I'm looking forward to it. It's always been something I wanted to do, but I told you, we had something to talk about Gramps Wood Cupboard. We got 3 cords of firewood delivered. It's softwood, but it's free. Half of it was bucked up already. Some of it's going to need to be cut to length because somebody didn't use their Gramp stick. I noticed some of it's a little long, but that's okay. And the rest of it is tree length. So we've got 3 cords of softwood. We'll mix that in with our hardwood. We'll extend the wood out a little bit. Everything burns, and when somebody is in need of firewood, anything helps. And we want to make sure that we can help as many people as we can. I'm going to be reaching out to some local businesses, local logging contractors. Once we get our 5013C and we're up and going, I'd like to have more wood than I know we're going to be able to process here. So if some of those guys can help us and can donate and or give us a reduced cost on some firewood poles, that's definitely going to be something that I want to look into. So we're going to be working on that as we go. But Gramps Firewood Cupboard is Gramps Woodshed, excuse me. Gramps Woodshed is going to be taking off in big leaps and bounds. Oh, Speedy says the grandson that you met took a quarterback sneak 80 yards for a touchdown. Well, there you go. Go, buddy. That's awesome. Well, Big Rich is a center, a nose tackle, and also their punter now. He's the biggest kid on the team, so he punts the ball the furthest, so he's now a punter. He looks a little funny as a punter, but he did a very good job with that today. So he was excited to have something new. Oh, Josh and Janice are going to bring the old Allwood back up. We'll put them side by side, have the 2 green monsters back in the yard. That'd be pretty cool. Dan's House of Smoking Outdoors. How you doing, buddy? Good evening. The cupboard is going to be focused on anyone that has a need in our area. We have a program up here called the Maine Veterans Program. They're their own nonprofit. They do a fantastic job of vetting out veterans in need. But I also have a lot of low income folks in this area that struggle every year. And we want to make sure that this wood goes to people that truly need it. I've got some customers that buy from me that I already know I want to put on the list myself because we donated to them last year out of our own pocket. Some of these people, they're trying really hard. They've got circumstances, and I just want to make sure that we help as many people as we can. I'm going to try to put like a 2 cord limit on any household unless there's extenuating circumstances. And those extenuating circumstances, I'm going to leave that up to myself and Gramp and Kevin. The three of us, we will decide yes or no, and majority wins. And that will be how we determine if we send any more than those 2 cords to somebody. But I want to try to help as many people within about an hour radius of where we are. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. Mike, there's no such thing as being over bucking up logs. Henry Danielson, how you doing? Good to see you. Cold Spring Farms. Ryan Willett, Cow Pie is watching. Wow, never know who's going to show up, do you? So Ryan from the podcast, he's watching along with us too. So good evening, Ryan. I don't know if you got Carrie and Miss Rachel with you, but good evening to them too. Because Daniel, we took donations and money from people for Gramp sticks and things like that. And if somebody wants to be able to donate, having a 5013C allows them to be able to get a receipt so they can write it off on their taxes. So for businesses and things like that, I want to do that so that they have the ability to donate, get a receipt to write it off, because it's going to make them more inclined to donate a larger amount to us, and we'll be able to help more people. We'll always have wood that we pick up for free and bring back that we can set aside, but that 5013C, that allows somebody, either a personal entity or a business entity, to be able to write off the donation that they send in, because some businesses need to be able to write off extra money. You know, they've had a good year, things are going good, they need to be able to write off some extra so they don't pay in on taxes. I'll gladly take that, put that towards use to keep a family or to keep someone warm. So that's what we're gonna do. So I hope that understands or helps you to understand why the 5013C. Moo. And Carrie says hello. Hello, Carrie. John O'Donnell says, just wanted to say that as an old man, 67, you can still do firewood and tree work. Started last year when I moved to Oakfield, Maine from the big city. I'm in the best shape of my life and feel great. Well, I can tell you right now, John, Gramp would 110% agree with you, and he would tell you that age is just a number. You're only as old as you feel, and if you stay moving, you won't feel that old. So that's pretty cool. Yes, Josh, I did get the text for the ash. I messaged him. He has not messaged me back yet. So I'm excited to get to Hope too. We're gonna leave here Thursday morning early. Should be down there late Thursday afternoon. It's about a 10-hour ride. Not early.
I told you I have my first BNI presidency meeting.
Okay, so not early, because my wife has her first BNI presidency meeting. So after that, I'll be leaving, which will put me to Hope very late Thursday night.
Sorry.
It's a good thing she's cute.
You want to go out? I'll fly out and meet you there.
If you want to go out where?
I said if you want to go drive out, I'll fly out after and meet you there.
Fly out where? To Hope? No, I'm talking Hope next week.
Oh, I'm just kidding. You can leave whenever you want.
Okay, I can leave whenever I want. Different story. All right. Glad we had the conversation. Makes sense. Holy smokes. PA Trapper, how you doing? Oh boy, I gotta get caught up then. Good evening, Russ. As always, I enjoy your channel, content, podcast, and all you're doing for the community. Thanks. Aaron, you're absolutely welcome, my friend. We just try to do the best we can to make sure that we cover all the topics that everybody wants to cover and do all that stuff. Robert, we will be leaving Thursday morning about 7 a.m. That's my plan right now, as of right now. Yeah, hope is this week. You're right. I know. I thought I knew what I was talking about, Daniel. I did, but she's doing laundry in the mudroom straight ahead of my office here, and she's telling me otherwise. But I knew what I knew, so we're good. I can leave when I want now. So, boy, oh boy, gotta watch out. So, I had a video. I came out and we took a load of wood that we got from John, and I was going to use it for restaurant wood. I thought it might have been okay. It wasn't quite small enough, so I took it back and I resplit it. Everybody was a little confused why I would buy wood that I need to resplit. We definitely make enough money on our restaurant wood that I can take home heating wood and get all of that stuff taken care of. I don't mind resplitting, especially with the all wood. At an idle, we were doing a 3-second cycle. And for resplits, that's plenty. Working by yourself, that's plenty fast enough. It's just about as fast as I can spin and put another piece on. So it didn't take long at all to go through it. The customer got what they wanted. Everybody was happy. So can't complain. I'm happy with that. But at the end of the day, you do what works for you. It might take him longer than 5 hours, Mike, if I drop the all wood off. Wise choice. That's about probably when we'll be getting there. Well, if we leave at 7, we'll be getting there about 5, probably 6 o'clock by the time we stop for fuel a few times on the way down. Ken, that's the truth right there. He says you can always leave when you want. Just be careful when you get back. That's that's very true. PA Trapper, that's awesome. You're gonna like that birch. I've talked to a few people. All the birches are starting to finally head out and fly out, and everybody's getting their splitters. Everybody's happy with them. I think you're gonna be really, really pleased with the machine. It's a nice splitter for sure. Stick with James. Iffy Kid, how you doing, buddy? So we've got Gramp's woodshed kind of in full swing, getting wood moved in. I've got a load of hardwood logs that's going to be delivered from some of the money that we had donated, and a bunch of other stuff that's going to be coming. I've got a couple of businesses that are sending up with some things that they want us to use, both on the channel and for Gramps Woodshed. So I'll show you all that stuff when it shows up. A couple of those businesses I'm pretty excited to support just because of the story and everything that goes behind it. So that's going to be pretty neat. We've got some modifications. The list of wants or wishes that I had for the Cord King 1820. Cord King is bringing those parts and pieces along with a couple other mystery pieces to Bunyan. So we'll have some stuff to bring back with us. I got to bring the pickup. We'll have to drive out. Some of this stuff's going to be heavy. And I've got another potential larger piece of equipment coming home. I got to know for sure if that's going to be ready. If it is, then we will probably have to bring a trailer too. But we'll do what we got to do. We're going to Airbnb it at Bunyan. Got a nice place down there, so that's going to take care of that. Looking forward to Bunyan. Bunyan is always a good time. We're going to be there all 3 days. I'm going to have Kevin, my wife, and Richard with me. So we should have the whole gang. So for any of you guys that haven't met Kevin, if you're going to Bunyan or Hope, you'll have a chance to meet him because he will be at both places. So he's going to be a traveling man for a little bit with us. PA Trapper, that 20 ton on that birch is gonna split anything that you throw at it. So the cat came, she needed scratches. She heard me in here talking, so she came for scratches. Late at night like this, she'll always come in, she'll want some scratches. Then when we get ready to go to bed, she wants to go outside and hunt, and she'll leave whatever she caught on the doorstep for us the next day. So it's always good to look down before you step out the door. You never know what you're gonna squish into. Just a thought, why not purchase a trailer in Ohio and bring it back from Bunyan? Well, it's a possibility, Daniel. I am looking for another trailer. I don't know if you guys caught that in my videos or not, but I am looking for another trailer. I suppose that could be a possibility, depending on what's there for a deal. Yes, I have a bunch of fire starters getting made. I just bought a bunch of wax and and all that stuff. So we should be good for fire starters. We'll have a bunch of fire starters at Bunyan. So for anybody looking for fire starters, just shoot me a message. Let me know what you might be looking for, and we're going to bring an assortment with us too. So we'll have fire starters, we'll have Gramp sticks, we'll have shirts, we'll have all kinds of stuff with us when we go to Bunyan, as much as we can carry and as much as we can afford to do. So yep, yeah, I got to save room for Kevin's new saw too. So that'll be something that we'll have to make room for coming back. Maybe we'll strap it to the roof like TKP did with his saw. Be willing. Dealer support is good, but most of these big companies have dealers everywhere, so should be all set for any of that stuff. I have a local dealer up here that that's working or attempting to work with us, and that's working out really good so far. So hopefully we'll be able to work something out with them. I'd like to have a second dump trailer. I'd really like a hook lift truck with a few containers, and then I wouldn't need the 2 dump trailers, but a trailer is much cheaper to maintain than a truck is, so I'll take the trailer instead of the truck for right now. And then once we get going and rolling a little bit more with what it is that I'm hoping we can do, we'll go from there. I am looking at building a few things, and those will be in the new wood yard. I don't know if it'll be this fall or not, but we'll see. Ted, absolutely. Come see me, buddy. I've got almost 100 shirts that I've got to send to get made up. Josh and Janice are going to do some, and then we're going to do the old school Willey's Firewood shirts like I've got on. And yes, Robert, we will have hoodies. We will have hoodies in red and black. You can have it in any color you want as long as it's red or black. So there you go. Hook lift dump trailer would work too, PA. That's absolutely right. Hook lift would work on a trailer for sure. Grain trucks sell cheaper than a trailer. They do, but the farmers up here run them until you don't want them when they sell them. If they're selling them, they're not road legal anymore. So that doesn't work very good. Oh, American country. Hang on. I keep hats beside me just in case anybody shows up. There you go, buddy. So how you doing, Ed? It was good to see you live. Saw Tim on there with you. So started using red bar oil, and so far it's okay. Well, that's good, Tim. That's good, Daniel. I appreciate that feedback. Gramp says it's better. Uh-oh. Tim says he doesn't know what he's doing wrong, but he can destroy a dump trailer in 3 years. Hard on equipment. Wood is hard on dump trailers. So if you're gonna do a dump trailer and you're gonna use it for firewood and gonna use it for logs, you really need to get the thicker floors in them. Yes, it makes it a little heavier, but it's not a huge deal. So somebody asked if I ordered any zip-up hoodies. So I am going to have our premium line later on this fall, and it's going to be Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts and Carhartt pocket tees that will have the Willey's Firewood stuff on them. I do not have them yet, but we will be getting them. So we will have zip-up Carhartt Defender hoodies and the pocket tees. and those will be a custom made to order deal, working through a supplier that we're going to be using, and you will be able to order those whenever you like once we finish the artwork and get them set up. So for anybody that wants a nicer, heavier duty quality waterproof or a pocket tee, then we'll have those available later in the fall, that's for sure. So that's something that's coming. I got 3 gallons of Harvest King bar oil, $7.49 a gallon. That's a good deal. Bar oil and mix oil are very expensive now. Everything's very expensive now. Unfortunately, nothing is cheap anymore, and it's just one of those deals where I raised my prices because I needed to slow orders down. It didn't slow orders down, it sped them up, and I can't really go up anymore. I'm on the upper echelon of where everybody's kind of running right now for prices, and I don't want to push my luck. I probably could and be just fine, but at the same point in time, this is my full-time living is the firewood. I don't want to push too hard. The restaurants do a pretty good job of taking up the slack for the home heating oil, home heating wood and things like that, but oil is still cheap, and we don't want to push wood to the point that oil looks a little more enticing. So Craig's Cord to Coles, I see you back there a few minutes ago, buddy. I forgot you. The live chat is cruising by tonight. I'm trying to catch everything, but I'll tell you right now, I'm having a hard time tonight. I'm feeling a little lost. You guys are smoking. Is the website up and running? Need to find some good summer bar oil. Mystic got thin as water. So sawsupplier.com has bar oil. They're using Cuts bar oil, and I've heard a bunch of people say that that's pretty good stuff. We're using Can-Am bar oil. So if you have a Can-Am dealer by you, their bar oil is red, and if you buy it multiple cases at a time, you can get a much better deal on it. I don't know what your local dealer will do. I was about $11 a gallon when I went in. I ended up at $9 a gallon with the number of cases that we bought. I think we bought 6 cases. Davy's logging. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So when you look at the amount of bar oil that we use between the processor, the chainsaws, everything else, it's worth it. Gramp likes a red bar oil, so I have to run red bar oil. And the red bar oil is a must. If it's not red, Gramp's not running it because he wants to see it, especially in the snow. He wants to see that his oiler's working. When you're in the firewood pile and that's all you're doing is bucking firewood, it's hard on bars. We do not use a lot of bars. We don't dress our bars very much. If your chain is sharp and your bar is oiling the way that it's supposed to, you're not going to wear a bar out, and you're not going to have issues with burrs on the bar and flattening your bar out. It's when you're pushing on them when they're dull and everything else, that's when you start having issues. I'm still going to try to get back over and redo a sharpening video with Gramp and get that taken care of. Ooh, Tim's paying $12.50 for the Can-Am oil. You got to buy more at a time, buddy. We got it for less than that, but I bought off of a pallet that another firewood supplier has at the Can-Am dealer. He gave me the okay. So I got his price, I think is what it is. So we usually go through a bar a year each saw, Daniel, somewhere in there, right around there. And usually it's the rim sprockets from Gramp trying to plunge cut into the pile and stuff like that. Yeah, the sprockets, Gramp always used to buy replaceable tips. Now we don't even mess with them. We usually just change the bar. We used to have a whole bunch of tips and stuff, and we just changed the tip, but we found that the replacement tips didn't hold up as well, or didn't seem to hold up as well, so we just started using new bars instead. A bar, in the grand scheme of things, for the amount of wood that we do, is not real expensive. I mean, it's kind of one of those deals where it's cat hair flying everywhere, where it's a known expense that you're gonna have to have. So it's not that she has a problem with personal space or anything. She just wants to be in my space. So yeah, that can be it. But sometimes if you're board cutting, and I'm sure Davey can testify to this, if you're board cutting and you keep your rakers a little low, when you're bouncing and slapping that tip and it's hopping in the tree, that hammering effect will sometimes it'll just split the sprocket. We've had a bunch of them do that over the years. It's just one of those deals where, the more you do and the more you cut, the more you're going to wear stuff out and the more you're going to find how to and not do things. So have a good night, Dennis. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll see you on the next one. But yeah, it's one of those deals. Give him heck, Tim. Give him heck. I don't know if somebody else is buying a lot more oil than other dealers either. I don't know what they get for a deal, so I can't speak to any of that. But I know I pay less than what you're paying. For me, I don't mind paying for something. I mean, we were using Cobra, which is a Irving product out of Canada. Gramp liked it because it was red. That was one of the only red bar oils he could find. And when they said that they were going up on price again, it was going to be right around 20 bucks a gallon. So anything that we saved over that was going to be a bonus. But if you can keep it somewhere down around half, that's not too bad at all. So we'll take it. Boy, you're awful needy tonight. You know what? So, but one thing that doesn't seem to last as long as they used to is files. I don't know what it is, but the files don't seem to stay sharp as long as they used to. We go through a lot more files. I've got some preferred files right now. We've been running Oregon for a long time. We're trying some preferred files. Gramp likes his Oregon's better already, so he said don't buy no more preferred files. So I don't know. If there's a file out there that you guys know that's better than Oregon and lasts longer, let me know. I'll get some and try it, but Gramp's a little fussy. I don't know if it's Chinese steel, but I'm sure it's cheaper metal or somebody's doing something different than they used to, that's for sure. Nothing lasts like it used to. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, Davey had issues with a Husky saw. I saw in one of his videos, and then he went back to steel. We started having some issues with our Husky saws. That's why we went to the Echo. I ran a couple of steel saws at Wood for Warriors, and I didn't mind them. They were pretty good, that's for sure. Yep, I am, Tim. I'm still working on the grinder agreement with the factory right now, and if we get that, we'll have. Oh, there's 3 different styles of preferred file. See, there's my ADHD. Sorry, Timmy. So once that's all set, we'll have a sharpening service set up. You can send as many chains as you want. There'll be a monthly fee per chain. If the chain comes in and it's been rocked too hard, you snap teeth off, whatever, we'll build you a new loop, send it out, and the replacement cost for the loops will be listed right in the service. You just put a card on file, and you can chip them back and forth as much as you want. So spiral cut, classic cut, and third slips me. I don't know what we got, Jim, but I'm gonna have to look now because I'm not sure. So the grinder that we're looking at is out of Germany. It does the tooth, the gullet, and the raker all in a single pass. It's fully automated. I saw it at the show, the Northeast Forestry Expo up here in Bangor. I talked to the folks in the booth, what I could understand of their English for a little bit. English wasn't very great, but the machine was much more affordable than the Oregon, and it will do all 3 size chains on the same machine. And Tim, you're absolutely right. Those grinders are not cheap. The Oregon grinder that will do all 3 sizes, and I'm not even sure if it does all 3 sizes, was like $16,000, something like that. This one out of Germany is less than that, but not by much. But I've got a contractor up here that has a cut to length operation. They've got big Ponzi harvesters, and they want to do like 150 or so chains on a regular basis and keep swapping them back. I'm not sure what the cost will be to sharpen just yet, Jason. I think the freight is going to be the issue that I need to look at. So I'm working with a company right now to try to do flat rate freight and figure on 5 chains to a box. I think 5 chains to a box will keep the package fairly small and fairly lightweight still, and should let everything go through the mail without too much trouble. But that's what I'm working on. And again, some of those will change a little bit depending on chain length. If you got a 3-foot long bar, your chain's going to weigh a lot more than if you're running an 18-inch bar. So it's twice as much chain. Clarence, good evening. So once we get all that, that's probably going to be sorted out after Bunyan, and you'll see why with some of my videos when we go later on. But I've got a factory tour for a couple of different places, and we'll show you when we go there. So it'll be pretty cool. Yep, USPS. So if you have the time to do it, making your own loops is not a bad deal, especially if you're doing a lot of cutting. We used to do it that way. We've been buying the loops pre-made. I don't know. Not sure. What'd you think of the 620, Brandon? Finally ran it last night, huh? Oh yeah, Robert says unless it gets stuck in New Hampshire. Yeah, I've had a lot of stuff get stuck with the USPS. That's for sure. Yeah, I can get you full rolls of whatever you want, buddy. Right through Saw Supplier. You let me know. We can make it happen. We have the technology. It's gonna warm up hard, and it's not gonna run real smooth right out of the box. That's for sure. It's gonna take some tankfuls. Definitely some tankfuls. So, but once it's broke in, that's the saw Gramp grabs for every single time. And most of the guys on here that have bought 620s will tell you too, they love them. For what they are, I really don't think you can go wrong for the money. They're not as cheap as they used to be. Echo went up on their pricings, but they're still cheaper than the other 2 manufacturers. And that 620, it runs really good out of the box. Yep, Yadkin says run it about 10 tanks and run it hard. He's absolutely right. Run it hard, run it hot. Use it. Use it and let it break in. It's got a dual ring piston on it. It takes some time. The decked imported 562 was good, Roger. I liked it. It was a little noisy. I had hearing protection in. I ran that saw quite a bit, and it's definitely a nice saw. I actually liked the full wrap handle for the big wood that we were cutting down there. The full wrap handle was kind of nice. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Davey, I'm telling you right now, a 620 is a really nice saw. I think you would really like it. It reminds me of like an older 365. If you've ran the 365s, it's kind of the same style saw, but it's fully mechanical. There's no electronic anything on it. You can work on it, you can adjust, you can do whatever you need to do, and it's really, really nice to have a saw that you can actually work on, because a lot of these new saws you can't. Glowing Firewood, how you doing? Good to see you. So Mike says, how much chain stretch? We're not seeing a lot of stretch on the chain. If your chain's getting dull, sharpen it, because a dull chain will build heat pretty quick. And the other thing is, if you're pinching your saw a whole lot while you're cutting and you're pulling on it, that'll stretch it too. and check your oiler. If there's any oil left when you are out of your full tank of fuel, your oiler could probably stand to be turned up some. I always would rather have a little more oil than not enough. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, Davey, I'm telling you, if you go to Saw Supplier and use my discount code, I think it's under $600. And brand new saw, 2-year full warranty, really nice saw. They run good. Tim Poor right there said he got one, ran it one day, and ordered another one. So he's got 2 of them. So that'll tell you something. And Tim just said he's hard on everything. So that'll that'll let you know it's got to be pretty good. The 590 is different. The 590 is a single ring piston. It's a smaller carburetor and it's a limited coil. So when you go to the 620, you get a dual ring piston, you get a bigger Waldbro carburetor, and you get an unlimited coil. So that right there is definitely a pretty good upgrade. Helps the saw run out real good. They run out well. I'm impressed with the little 620. A dull chain does suck, Yadkin, and a dull chain is how you get hurt too. Remember that. Yep, I run my oilers just as open as I can and still have just a drop of oil left when it runs out of fuel. Yep, 590 for what it is. 590 is a good saw. There's some parts on there that are plastic on a 590 that are magnesium or metal on the 620. The handle is a little bit different, but for the rest of it, shell, size, weight, it's all basically the same. And the 590 is cheaper. So if money is really an issue, the 590 is quite a bit cheaper saw. Yeah, dull chain is almost as bad as reaching under a dull splitter wedge, that's for sure. Yep, Tim said it. So the 620, 3 pulls, doesn't matter how long it's running. You're gonna choke it. The third pull it's gonna kick, you'll push your choke back in, and then it's running. And then once it's been run, it's 1 pull. If the saw is warm, it's always 1 pull and it's running. If it's not 1 pull and it's not running, your carburetor's not adjusted. You've got a manual carburetor on it, you can adjust it pretty easy. Definitely a nice saw to run. So I like the Echo 620. I ran the Steel 400 at Hickory for Wood for Warriors, and I liked the 400. The 400 was a good saw. I don't know if it's heavier than the 620 or the same weight, but it ran out good. I ran a decked imported 590 that a guy had down there. The decked imported 590 I don't think cut quite as well as the 620 that we had, but was still a pretty smart saw. So that was kind of neat to see the comparison between that. The 562 that I ran that was decked imported, I liked that saw. That was good. It was loud. Don't get me wrong, it was loud, but it ran well. And for the larger wood to reach over the other side of the tree, I really liked the wrap handle. I did. I liked that. Uh-oh. Somebody was wondering if Russ would remember. I got to go back. Oh, yeah. I remembered, Ken. I remembered. I know. You're talking about this right here. That. I remember. Trust me. Nail's coming off now. 590 for 250 bucks is a very good deal, Ed. That's a good deal on that saw for sure. Oh, I get people all the time now that my finger is really nice and colorful and the nail's starting to come off. What'd you do? What'd you do? Put it where it didn't belong. That's what I did. And it only takes a second too. And if you hit the auto cycle after, you're going to ride it through. So it was a good time. But it's healed up now. It doesn't hurt anymore, so we're okay. Tomorrow we got a bunch of wood to do. Gramp's going to be there early. I've got to go drop a load. So a 620 to deck import. I would send that to Crafterized Work Saws right in Maryland by you, Tim, or you can bring it to them. One of the two. Boy, I don't know if I can't get his number while I'm on here, but I'll text his number to you after. Crafterized Work Saws right in Maryland, somewhere by you, Tim, and I know he'll do a fantastic job with it. So. American Country, we enjoy the podcast. The podcast has been a lot of fun. It's definitely one of those deals where it's turned into something more than I thought it was going to, quicker than I thought it was going to. So that's kind of neat, and it's been really good to get all the positive feedback from everybody. I know one of the things that I have to work on is I've got to try a little bit harder to stay on task and not interrupt quite so much. Having 3 people there, it's sometimes a little hard to not jump or cut in line or whatever. But it's it's been really good. The podcast has done a very, very good job so far, and I'm proud of what we've put out. It's really good to see the Woodhound community get behind something like this, and it's not just the Woodhound community anymore. It's definitely it's everybody that's getting behind it at this point, and that's kind of neat to see how that works. So Mike, if you wanted something with just a little more power, and you're running the 440, an Echo 501 would be a little jump up from where you're at, or a 550 Husky. Either of those would be a pretty good little upgrade from where you're at, and still keep it lightweight too. Or you save your pennies and you wait until the new fuel injected Husky comes out and you buy that the first of the year, because they're saying that's weight of a 50cc saw and cutting power of 70cc. So we'll see. Yeah, Robert, I really wish that my dad's father was still alive, my papa. If papa was still alive, papa really liked to tell stories, and he had a lot of stories. He would have been a fantastic guy to have around for the podcast. The stories that he had, and just the way he told them. He was a storyteller for sure, and I always enjoyed his stories. I wish that he was around. He would have really enjoyed something like this, or being able to do some episodes of the podcast or something. He had so much to tell between his time in the service, hunting and fishing, working in the construction industry up here by us, working in the woods as a kid, working with horses in the woods. I mean, he had done it all. He was in his 90s. It would have been really, really cool to have him on to tell some of those stories. And that's one of my favorite things, is hearing the stories from everybody, and just seeing how far it goes. Glowing Firewood, we've got to get a Wi-Fi extender for the new yard. Once we get a Wi-Fi extender for the new yard, we'll get Gramp on a live. It's going to be an early morning, so if you guys see me live at like 5:30 in the morning some morning, you'll know that Gramp's there. So it's one of those deals where, it's crazy. Oh, let's see here. Todd's outside again. How you doing, Todd? Oh, Donald Slate just brought up a good point too. If you guys are having trouble with your bars and with stuff heating up and your chain stretching, take your bar cleaner. I don't have mine. It's in the garage. Donald gave me a bar cleaner and a carburetor screwdriver. Clean your groove and your bar out. Get the dirt and the junk out of it. Clean it out and blow it out. Makes a big difference in how cool that will let your chain run and how much oil goes through. So it's a good idea. We do it like once a week. Just take and run that down that bar and clean that groove out top and bottom. And we'll pull the chain cover off, scrape everything out, blow it all out, do all of that, and makes a good difference. Yep, utility blade knife. utility blade on a knife will fit down in there pretty good too. But they do sell a tool with a hook that you can run right down that groove, and it'll clean all that junk out, and it makes a big difference if you can keep that clean. I know, but the 261's too expensive, Jason. Jason said he's rather have a 261 than a 501. I'm cheap. I am cheap. I don't like spending any more money than I have to. I understand some of those saws are nice and all that stuff, but it's definitely definitely not the I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not, I guess. Somebody will have to prove me otherwise. Yeah, processor especially, Tim. So if you've got a bar saw processor, definitely really cool to see how much junk will come out of the groove of that bar on the processor. The through holes in the bar, that's for the oil. So you need to make sure those stay cleaned out too. You've got your hole in your bar where your oiler actually pumps the oil into the groove on the bar, and if that is full and packed full of dirt and you don't clean it out, you're not getting any oil in there. So you need to make sure that you keep your bars and your saws cleaned out. It's definitely a good idea. Gray Hat says, enjoyed listening to the new podcast, tuning in from Australia. Well, good evening. I don't know if it's evening or morning or what it is over there, but thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. Got a side business, cutting, splitting, and stacking for property owners. Well, there you go. That's awesome. Congratulations. I spray down with WD-40 and scrape and blow the bar and make sure the oil hole is clean too. Yep, WD-40, any sort of lubricant or something like that makes a big difference. So, James Munster, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, we talked about Tucker's Timbers on here a while ago, and Glowing Firewood 50 says that he is almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't checked out Tucker's Timbers yet, go ahead and give him a look and subscribe. Young guy, he's hustling, he's doing his best. I try to stop in from time to time, but I'll tell you right now, I don't have a whole lot of time. Yeah, it is cool when somebody stops in from overseas. We've got another guy from the Philippines that watches the channel too, Slevin, and every once in a while he'll stop in on a live or comment on the videos, and it's really cool to see people from way away. We've got Connor McRae that stops in. He's over in Ireland. It's definitely not it's not something that I ever expected, that somebody from Maine would have somebody from half, 3/4 of the way around the world watching their YouTube channel or joining in on a live just to chat on a Saturday night or Wednesday night. It's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Stuff like that, I get a kick out of that. Have a good night, Robert. Appreciate you, buddy. Yes, Iffy Kid made a good point. So when you clean your bar, clean from the tip to the tail, because you don't want to drive all that dirt into the sprocket. Forestry Shop has bar cleaners for $1.30 each. So if you're looking for one of those bar cleaner tools, Donald Slate says check Forestry Shops, $1.30 each. Can't beat that at all. Cheap investment, especially if you're running some of these expensive bars like the Sugihara or the GB bars or any of that stuff. Definitely interesting. Tim says, you know, I waited all summer long for it to pick up. Started picking up 2 weeks ago and I'm pooped. It started picking up. It's been picking up. It's it's been crazy up here. And like I said, I raised prices trying to slow it down and it got busier. So I don't know what the answer is. I try to think that I have some idea. Whenever I think I've got an idea, I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'm still hauling sawdust out of the old yard to the new yard. Got 9 loads hauled over there so far. using it for fill as we go. We've had 7 12-cord loads at the new yard so far, and we're down to probably 1.5 left to cut. And I think there's only 2 loads left to split. So it's house saga. We thought we had somebody that wanted it to go under contract, and we have not heard back. They're trying to figure some stuff out with their bank right now. They went to the bank Friday. We know how banks work, so they really, really, really want the house. I think that's probably our most serious buyer or attempt that we've had at this point. So I'm hoping early this week, we can get them the house. They really enjoy the house. It's what they want. So should be able to do something with them and get that taken care of. So that'll be good. I've got Hope, and then I've got Bunyan, and after Bunyan, then we don't have anything for a while. So I'll have a chance to get moved to the new place, start doing some renovations over there, get everything situated. It's going to be crazy. So it was that way up here for a little while. Yadkin said they lost 3 days in his area and then they're gone. It was that way for a little bit, and then it just dropped off. There's houses for sale all over the place by us right now, and decent prices on some of them too. Nothing's moving. Nothing. Interest rates are too high. I think if the interest rates come down, it'd be different. But like Tim said, banking isn't what it used to be. You used to be able to go in, shake somebody's hand, sign on the bottom, and go. And can't do that anymore. Now they want your firstborn, your lastborn. They want stool samples. They want urine samples. They want everything. And it's absolutely crazy. I miss the days where a handshake meant something. I really do. It's sad, the world that we live in now, but you can't take somebody for their for their word anymore. I mean, you got to do a lot of researching. You got to do a lot of looking. People that I thought would be fantastic have turned out to be not so great. And I mean, that's part of what's gotten us into the situation that we're in. It's not the same world that I grew up in, and it's not the same world that a lot of you guys grew up in either, for that matter. Yep, 27.4% of houses had to drop price. And yeah, cash was king. Now nobody wants to pay with cash for anything. I'm lucky, probably 35% of my Firewood sales are still cash, but as we transition to more and more commercial customers, it's more and more checks, more and more ACH transactions. It's different. So Robert Cunningham says feds are meeting on the 17th to look at dropping the rates. So yeah, we'll see. Paid my mortgage off 2 years ago. Hopefully I'm done with banks other than checking and IRAs. Well, there you go. That's awesome. Fantastic. Always good to get some things paid off. Once this house is done, we'll have this many bills, and that's what I'm looking for, to get out of all of the debt. We don't have a lot of debt, but I want it all gone. And being able to sell this house will do that. So that's the big push. I would really like to be able to do that so that we can take our money and put it where it makes us money. I think a lot of times people get tangled up in the quote unquote American dream, and they put all their money into non-earning assets. And to be able to have all that stuff taken care of and paid for, and be able to start spending money on things that will make you money, that's definitely the way to go. Tim said his wife went with him to do deliveries, and she took the checks right out of his hand. She probably knew that if you kept those checks, Tim, you were going to go spend it on something irresponsible, like more chainsaws. So yeah, I don't know. I miss the way that things used to be. I do. And I'm not that old. I'm 40 years old. I still miss the way things used to be. If I could go back in time 30 years, 30 years ago things were better. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that point, but I'm trying to personally get my life to that point where I don't have to worry about everybody else and what everybody else is doing. We're taken care of. Once we're taken care of, you can do what you want. I'm good. Todd's outside again, says he's glad his wife wants nothing to do with firewood. Todd, you got all kinds of shiny stuff coming in and out of the yard all the time. How do you explain that to her? You just tell her that you're just borrowing it, see if you like it? Yeah, Josh and Janice, it's not, I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is. I'm not sure what the answer is, but it's gotta, something's gotta give and something's gotta change somewhere. I'm not sure. It's all borrowed. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. That's the best way to have it, Todd. But then where's all the money go if it's all borrowed? You got to think that one through a little bit. She's gonna catch on. So my wife, she will help with firewood if I absolutely have to have her to. But she'd rather not, and I'd rather not have her do it either because she makes more money doing the, there you go, Todd, that explains it all. Todd says his money goes to the kids. You don't even need to say anything else. I understand. I understand. We've got 4. I understand. If you keep at it, yeah, as the channel grows, you'll get people that'll want you to demo stuff. Just be selective with what you take. Selective with what you take. So, some of these companies are very, very demanding, and other companies are really easy to work with. So do your homework, ask some questions. If you're unsure, ask somebody else that's doing it already. Don't jump in all at once. That's my big recommendation is if somebody wants to start giving you stuff or doing stuff with you, ask somebody else that's already doing it. What would you do different? What did you do wrong? What do you like? And then use your own judgment. Tim doesn't have kids. He's got a funny farm. That's where all his money goes. Sherry's the president, CEO, CFO, secretary, and treasurer of his operation. Sounds like you got it all wrapped up, Ted. My wife likes watching. Glad she's not watching now. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. My wife doesn't watch and she's not listening right now. You know how it goes when she is here and she is listening. I get myself in trouble. So that's it's always hard when I have her on. Sherry says he might be fibbing. I don't know. But I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Gramps Woodshed is in operation and in swing. And we're going to be getting everything going pretty quick. I will have pricing Wednesday for bags with how many there will be at Bunyan. And I will also have some more information for Gramps Woodshed and a whole bunch of... oh, it's Ted and Sherry's anniversary. Hold up. Happy anniversary, guys. Congratulations. There you go. Fantastic. That was worth stopping for right there. Why didn't you say so ahead of time? I didn't know you were having anniversary spaghetti dinner with me on a live. That's fantastic. Congratulations, guys. But anyway, we'll have bag pricing and all that stuff on Wednesday. We'll go through more of the Gramps Woodshed stuff, and we'll touch base on what's going on with Hope and all of that stuff and get it taken care of. But in the meantime, guys, remember, a little bit every day goes a long way. Help someone if you can. We'll see you on the next one, and we'll have some more videos out in between now and then. Appreciate all of you guys, and thank you so much.